It is all but official now. Canada's Wonderland will receive a B&M dive coaster in 2019. Now, the story was broken earlier today as drone footage from the park showed what looks to be B&M dive coaster on the property. I'm going to show you that footage. As you can see, it looks like, that's a wide spine. It looks like B&M dive coaster track. And that color is kind of Valraven-y, isn't it? Kind of looks like Valraven. Now, yes, that is Vortex track off to the right. I'll talk about that in a second if you haven't heard yet. But we don't know what's under that blue tarp. It could be more track. We don't know. But that indeed looks like B&M dive coaster track. I was hesitant to make this video. I wanted to make it yesterday, but what I thought was coming to Canada's Wonderland, now it's blatantly obvious to me. We are going to get a B&M dive coaster at Canada's Wonderland. Now, is it going to be a Valraven type or a Griffin type? It's neither. This thing's going to be longer. I don't know if it'll be taller, but it'll be longer than Valraven. It'll be longer than your traditional dive coaster due to the amount of land that that is available for this roller coaster. So we're going to see a longer, maybe faster B&M dive coaster with some elements that we haven't seen before. Now let's talk about that Vortex track. They are now removing Vortex. They're removing some pieces of track because they are going to build an underwater tunnel at a Helix and Vortex. So this thing is either going to dive into an underwater tunnel or come out of an emblem into a underwater tunnel. In some way, shape, or form, this dive coaster is going to interact with an underwater tunnel. I'm not positive on a splashdown, but to me, an underwater tunnel is wonderful. If they put fountains around that thing, it's going to be fantastic. And this dive coaster is going to be placed towards the middle of the park, so it's just going to look beautiful with the mountain and the waterfall. It's going to look fantastic. This thing is going to go directly behind that. It's going to be sort of intertwined with Vortex. It's going to be fast. It's going to be tall. It's going to be long. I think we're going to see elements we haven't seen in a while, which is kind of like what we got with Valraven. And man, the color of that track and the color of Valraven's track, I don't know. I'm really interested about that. Now let's look at the plot of land. As you can see, it's a huge plot of land. I believe it's going to start on the other side of Vortex and then come back down through that underwater tunnel there at the Helix. And I'm going to show you a picture here in a second where I think that underwater tunnel is going to go, right here where I think they're removing track. I think they're removing track from Vortex is where it's going to be where that underwater tunnel goes. This thing's going to be magnificent. I have no doubt this is going to be the best dive coaster any of us have ever ridden. The amount of land, I'm really looking forward to it. I think Canada's Wonderland is going to nail this dive coaster. A lot of you don't like dive coasters. Give this one a chance. I think this one is going to be fan-frickin-tastic. But stay tuned. If I get any more Canada's Wonderland updates, I will bring it to you here. I'm a little late on this because I was skeptical. Now I am optimistic. B&M dive for Canada's Wonderland.